Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 15 of our English 1020 online course. Guys, this is the last full week. This is your last video from me. Try not to cry. I know you're really sad. I'm going to try to not choke on the cough drop that I have in my mouth, and I have a ton of stuff to talk to you about. So I'm going to be talking kind of fast because I need to go over with you guys, first of all, the week's activities. Second of all, I need to talk about set evaluations for the course and a Gateways to Completion survey that we'd like you to fill out. We need to talk about the showcase. And last but not least, we need to talk about Project 4, your final portfolio. So there's a lot to cover. I'm going to start with the week's activities. I'm going to talk a little bit about the announcements and surveys that you need to fill out. We'll get into the showcase, and then we'll do a deep dive into the portfolio stuff, okay? All right, so let me switch over to our Canvas view, and we'll just jump right in. Okay, week 15. This is it, our final week of the semester. We're putting together digital portfolios that you've been contributing to, hopefully, all semester long, and revising a reflection paper, or composing and then revising a reflection paper. Also, this Friday, we're all going to meet in person at the showcase. I am so excited. All right, so let's just dive right in. Things that we need to do this week: watch your final instructor video, which you're doing. Again, try not to cry. I will remember you. Okay, no. It's been a really fun semester, and you guys have worked really hard, but this is the end, the light at the end of the tunnel. The things to read this week is to read back through your semester work and anything that you've already contributed to your OneDrive portfolio. Also, I'm going to ask you guys to do one last peer review. So we're going to be composing a reflection paper that kind of is the cover letter, so to speak, of our portfolio. And I'd like you guys to give each other some feedback on that. So the things that we need to write, all of these smaller assignments are building towards your final portfolio. So in DJ number 12, your last DJ of the semester, I'm going to ask you to brainstorm the claim that you want to make in your reflective paper and jot down what evidence you're going to use from your work this semester. In Project Builder 10, I'm just asking for a shitty first draft of that reflection paper, and I've made it a discussion thread so that you guys can post and give each other feedback on that. And then your final draft of the reflection paper and all the portfolio pieces will be due not Sunday, but Monday. So I've given you a whole extra day to kind of finalize everything, to ask me any questions that you have remaining, and we will just celebrate the end of the semester together. So our calendar looks like this. Hopefully sometime Wednesday you'll be able to watch this video and start kind of looking through your semester's work. Your DJ 12, where you draft your claim and evidence, is the thing that you probably want to do first after we kind of talk through at the end of this video the project assignment. Then you want to be drafting your reflection paper and putting stuff in your OneDrive portfolio. Maybe you've been putting stuff in there all semester long, like I've been asking and prompting you to, which would be amazing. You'd be ahead of the game if that's the case. You may need to just reorganize and move stuff around if that's the case. Maybe you're sitting there going, what? What were we supposed to do with that again? It's okay. Take a deep breath and go into your OneDrive folder. I'll do a little tutorial in a second where you're going to pop in there and just fill it up this week. Now, that's going to be a hella more work than it would be if you had been working on it all semester long, but better late than never. Better now than late, right? But you just want to be putting stuff in there this week, making sure that you have pieces in all of the appropriate subfolders in that portfolio, and then you'll be good to go on Monday when you want to turn everything in. You want to write comments for each other and finalize your revisions to the portfolio this weekend-ish. I, have Friday here on the little sketch of our schedule, but of course, any time before the due date is fine. So again, we have until Monday night at midnight for this final project. Now, I'm going to pull out of this for a second and just talk to you really quickly about survey stuff. So I posted an announcement. It's called the Gateways to Completion Survey. This is a really quick survey that is just, we're doing something in the composition program, a big research study that stretches across multiple institutions. And the long and short of it is, we want to hear from you about how your experience has been in English 1020. We're really wanting to focus in on first year students' experience and see how we can support you better and how you're experiencing the course. So if you could take like 5 to 7 minutes to just jump on this survey link and fill it out, that would be a big help to us. It will help our data pool. We really want a robust data pool from all of our students. So we appreciate it. Thank you in advance. On a separate note, you should have gotten an email in the last week or two, about our SETs, the Student Evaluations of Teaching. So that is super important because the Gateways to Completion will tell us about the course. The Student Evaluations of Teaching will reflect my teaching, which I know isn't perfect, and I'm super flawed, just a human individual, but the SETs really do help me grow. So any feedback that you have for me for the teaching of this course is going to go in your Student Evaluation of Teaching, which got emailed to you. So if you're like, what was that? Check in your email. If you pop in capital S, capital E, capital T, that should take you to the Student Evaluation of Teaching. Couple of things to note is that it is totally anonymous. It's just your feedback, but none of the identifying information comes through to me. But I do get the numerical scores. Those go in my file in the department, and they get used for my annual review. Also, I get the written comments. So if you do take time to fill out those sort of like short answer, long form questions, that's what I get from you it's typed out, so I can't tell handwriting or any of that. But it really does help me. It helps me learn and grow. So I appreciate that. Please make sure that you fill out your SETs. Okay, so those are the two survey-ish things. We talked about this week's activities. Let's talk about the showcase. All right, so what I wanted to show you guys about the showcase is that there is a new discussion thread. I'm pointing like you can see, but whatever. There's a new discussion thread here. I'm pointing with the mouse. Showcase planning. So if you're sitting there going like, yeah, I'm participating in that. What is it again? Look at your class's showcase planning discussion thread, because what I did was I synthesized what everybody had brainstormed for the topics. And I kind of made some bullet points. And now what we need to do is people need to claim what they're going to bring. Everyone needs to bring a piece of your own writing, or maybe several pieces. Maybe you want to bring a shitty first draft and the final draft or whatever. And if you're not going to be at setup time, which is at 10 a.m., you need to get that piece of writing either to me or to a friend who is going to be there at 10. Because here's the deal. The showcase setup time in the UGL in the atrium and community room. That setup time is from 10 to noon. So it's 2 hours. The actual showcase, the display where we're going to invite people, we have the director of composition is coming, people from different programs across the university, the dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is coming to the showcase. It's really cool. That event is from noon to 2. So between the hours of 10 and noon, we need to construct our class display that then those people who are going to be at the showcase are going to stand by and talk to people about as they come around. It's really fun. It's cool and interactive, but those are the 2 pieces of the puzzle. We need stuff to put on the display, and we need people to stand by the display. So let me know, again, if you have any questions about that, and check out the showcase planning discussion thread to see the specific things that we do need to bring for each class's theme. Okay, moving right along. Let's talk about Project 4. So I'm going to pull up the assignment description. So this is a reflective essay with a portfolio. Basically what you're trying to do here is show off everything that you've learned about argumentative academic writing. This project asks you to make claims about what you've learned in English 1020 and support those claims with textual evidence. So this is a move that we've been working on since Project 1, and this project is where you really get to show off how well you can make an academic claim and support it with evidence. Now, in this assignment, the claim that you're making is about your growth as an English 1020 student, specifically in the course learning outcomes of reading, writing, researching, and reflecting. You get to choose your choice of experiences, and what you want to focus on as the evidence here is totally up to you. But basically, in 4 to 5 pages, you want to support your claims of how you've grown in reading, writing, researching, and reflecting with evidence that you choose from your own work this semester. So, your main claim for the whole essay is kind of like a thesis statement. It's going to be your argument about maybe, did you grow as a writer? Did you grow as a researcher? Did you grow in a couple of areas in the course learning outcomes? The whole of your essay should develop this claim in detail, and it might have some subclaims to it as well. Like maybe you want to say that you grew as a writer, but the way that you did that was by learning to read rhetorically and also in being able to mimic research writing that you saw in some of the sources that you read. Those are subclaims that you could make in this essay. So, the formatting requirements, they're pretty standardized, so that should help. This assignment definitely needs to have subheadings for each one of the course learning outcomes. There's a template that's linked here if it helps for you to look at. But this template only has a couple of paragraphs per outcome. You might need 3. You might need 5 paragraphs per outcome. Don't limit yourself. Also, you want to have a descriptive title that identifies your claim a little bit more specifically than just research paper. Like maybe you want to say, my growth as a research writer, or maybe you want it to say something like, falling into writing by making mistakes and learning to revise. I don't know. I'm just making those up off the top of my head. You guys will make up your own title off the top of your head. But here's the brass tacks for this final paper that's going to be added to your digital portfolio. It's going to have an introduction, the body is going to be divided into subheadings called reading, writing, research, and reflection. And for each one, you'll notice that the prompt asks you to make one or more claims about what you learned for that particular learning outcome. And it also asks you to incorporate evidence. So this is just like what we've been doing with all of our research writing when we integrate sources. Your evidence, your sources, are your own pieces of writing. You follow me? So if you want to make some claims about how you grew in reflection, the sources that you cite are your own pieces of reflection writing. You with me? Yeah? It's cool, right? So you're going to be supporting these claims, describing the assignment's activities, but more than just, don't just tell me what the assignment was. Oh yeah, I grew in reflection because Dr. Vardy made us do a lot of reflecting. That doesn't prove anything. You need to describe what it is, but then you also need to apply it to yourself. Why did you grow in reflection? What did you learn from the assignments that I created, that I made everyone do? Are you with me so far? So if you can describe the assignment, apply it to your personal experience, and show me a specific example from your own reflection writing, that will be the trifecta, the three-pronged, strong piece of evidence that will help support your claim that you grew in reflection. This is the same for all of the learning outcomes. So, of course, as you make your conclusion, and this is something we've been working on all semester long, you want to return to that main claim of how you grew as a writer by looking at other people's writing, or how you learned about revision by failing and trying again. Excuse me. Return to your main claim, draw on some of the most important pieces of evidence and subclaims, and kind of sum everything up. These are the aspects that are going to be really important to making a strong, reflective essay for your portfolio. Now, it's a portfolio, right? So the things that you're going to turn in at the end is that you're going to upload your reflection paper to Canvas. And your completed portfolio needs to be completely in OneDrive by December 10th. Now, you can send me, I have access to everybody's OneDrive portfolios. So just make sure that everything is uploaded in OneDrive. Now, let's look at OneDrive for a minute. Okay, so here's OneDrive. We all know how to get to this. When you are trying to get into your email, it's the little cloud icon. And when you go in to your OneDrive, you want to go under Shared with Me. Excuse me. Because that is where you will find the folder that is marked with your Access ID. That is the folder that I shared with you. And when you open it up, it's going to look like this, okay? Okay. Sorry about that. So, say you're in your portfolio and you see these folders, P1, P2, P3. That's for Project 1, Project 2, and Project 3. You've also got a folder here called Process Work. That's for digital journals, reflection stuff, if you want to take a screenshot of a discussion thread or peer review, project builders, anything like that can go in here. And any other resources, extra things that you want to add. If you open up, say, Project 1, let's open that up. you'll notice that there are a couple of folders in here. One for previous versions. So if you want to put in maybe your shitty first draft, or if you want to put in your rough draft, that's where you would put that. And you can see here that there is a rhetorical analysis example that I uploaded here. Now, we can go back out and say for P2 for my iSearch, say I wanted to upload my previous version for this iSearch research project. Okay, great. So I uploaded that. But now in the P2 folder, I want to upload my final version. So in the folder, what I would do would be to hit upload, hit files, and now I can pull up my project 2, open it, and it's going to upload into the folder. So that is how you put stuff in your portfolio. Okay, so I'm sorry if that was a little scattered, but I wanted to give you guys as many resources as possible to work through the stuff that we've got to do this week. It's a busy week. It's full of fun things to do. I'm really excited to see everybody on Friday at the showcase. And I'm really excited to read through everybody's Project 4s. I'm going to be catching up on grading this week, so I appreciate your patience as I get back all the outstanding grading that needs to be done. I'm hoping / it's going to happen that I will have everything done before I see you at the showcase on Friday. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a great week. Of course, you can send me an email with any questions that you have. We can set up a Skype appointment. I will be in the office on Thursday, so if anyone wants to stop by during office hours, I'll be available then. Otherwise, have a great week, you guys, and I'll see you Friday at the showcase. Bye, everybody.